East Coast Pete here. Very pleased to announce that rock is saved, and today they're being saved by AGALLOCK. Rare as in of 2019, an American folk metal band from Portland, Oregon. They formed in 1995 by John Hamm. They like deer antlers, perhaps a bit too much. They have deer antlers on their microphone stand. Why rare? Folk rock has exploded in the metal universe, but not in the US. Maybe the folk past is not long enough a time for an original culture to gel. Maybe our past is so disturbing and embarrassing that no one wants to feature it on the world stage. Or maybe, since the U.S. is a melting pot of culture, there is too much variant diversity to nail down a specificity. Sorry about that. Specificity. It's the first time I've ever used that word. Maybe Kansas has already said what needs saying. Kansas seems something of a folky, proggy metal band. AGALLOCK won't say more. They disbanded in 2016. The name is a resinous wood of the agarwood tree, also known as aloes wood, or guar wood. It is used as incense, perfume, and small carvings. The pleasant fragrance is the result of an infection by a certain type of mold. I'm not yet sure what this has to do with the band outside of mysticism. The members were John Hamm, Don Anderson, Jason Walton. Jason Walton? I always wondered what happened to him. Aesop Decker, Shane Breyer, and Chris Green. I'll bet you Jason Walton gets kidded about that a lot. In which case, I apologize. I should know better by now. Maybe I don't. I liked the Waltons. It was a good show. John Boy. Grandpa, from which of this oak was the name given their first demo tape? It was black metal. The first LP, Pale Folklore, was released. Released on the End Records label in '99. It was more neo-folk than black metal. Breyer left. Excuse me. It's thirsty business putting out these shows, people. Of Stone, Wind, and Pillar is an EP of unreleased material from '98 to 2001. The Mantle was the next LP in 2002. This is considered post-rock. They played their first show in Portland in 2003. There was attention and interviews with mainstream publications. A West Coast tour ensued. Ashes Against the Grain went in 2006. A return to electric guitars and metal elements. Would they make up their minds? The End Records contract was not renewed. The Gray, an EP with a very nice sleeve design, gave the opening for the White EP as the completion of the set. This was dark folk, ambient, similar in sound to The Mantle. The tracks, The Isle of Summer, So Willow-Rune, and Summer Isle Reprise were based on themes from the 1973 film The Wicker Man. using samples from the film. First of all, this is emphatically not the remake Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. The bees, the bees. This is the film with Christopher Lee, which takes place in Scotland. If you haven't seen it, don't worry, I'm not going to give away the ending. Suffice to say that the story is about a devoutly Christian police officer who visits the remote island of Summerisle, where all the inhabitants are Celtic pagans. The police officer is searching for a girl who has gone missing, and he suspects that the pagan inhabitants have somehow involved the missing child in their rites of harvest, on which the island depends for their sustenance. The police officer encounters different inhabitants who are not forthcoming with information, but are participating in a festival to appease the powerful earth spirit to grant them a successful crop. Sounds like Harvest Home, doesn't it? The festival involves dressing up in animal costumes and performing increasingly odd activities, which is certainly shocking to the Christian policeman. That's the conflict, Christian versus pagan. The music comes in with the town folk singing and dancing during their festivities. And there is a follow-up movie called Cowboys for Christ. It follows two American Texans who travel to Scotland as missionaries. They don't know that they are in danger from the same Celtic pagans from the Wicker Man. Now, if that doesn't interest you to want to watch that movie, I don't know what I can say other than I just think it's one of the best movies ever made. Remember, not the Nick Cage one. Bees. Here's the other discs. 1, Pale Folklore in 99. 2, The Mantle in 02. 3, Ashes Against the Grain in 06. Marrow of the Spirit in 2010. The Serpent and the Sphere in 2014. In 2016, AGALLOCK disbanded. Pelorian and Giant Squid now occupy the members. I'm not sure what I mean by that, but I'm thinking Pelorian and Giant Squid are now new folk metal bands. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Here are the influences of AGALLOCK. 1, Catatonia. That is a cool band. 2, Ulver. 3, The Third and the Mortal. 4, Swans. 5, Godspeed You. Black Emperor. And 6, Faust. And I think that's all I have on AGALLOCK. So go find some more on them if you like this stuff. And I could go back and do a new show for AGALLOCK with their mellow stuff, if that'll help. But you know, it's just as easy for you to look it up and look at it yourself and enjoy it the way I have. That's the whole point here, folks. See you next time on How Rock is Saved.